Hi, my name is Frankie Ayala,
And I'm Brian Churchill.
and this is our product, Upscales, and for our company, MyOrientation.
Here at MyOrientation, our mission is to prevent firefighter deaths and improve firefighter efficiency through abstract design techniques. What that means is we came into this wanting to increase public safety, and from that, after talking with over a dozen firefighters, we wanted to have a method to create a safer environment for firefighters and prevent firefighter deaths.
Now, basically, after talking to over 20 firefighters from the capital region around this time last year, we realized that there was a need in the public safety market for new firefighter equipment that can decrease disorientation and make firefighters' jobs easier to improve efficiency. And that is what led us to our product. So as you can see from this video, this is supposed to be a representation of a video, by the way. Yeah. So as you can see from this video, basically as the firefighters enter the building, the smoke billows up very quickly, and this can cause firefighters to panic. Even no matter how much training they have, it can cause them to panic. And basically, as the smoke builds up, they won't be able to see their ways around. And in the video, there are firefighters following each other nearly 2 feet away. And as conditions worsen and firefighters experience an aggressive interior attack, they won't be able to see the firefighter in front of them, and they'll just lose their way, basically.
So after talking with over a dozen different firefighters in the local community, asking them what kind of difficulties they face in their job, one thing they were telling us is firefighter disorientation. That being because of their large bulky gloves, when they follow the hose line into a house fire, they can often slip off the hose and get lost and disoriented, and then use up all their oxygen and sadly die. Along with that, if they are lucky enough to be able to find their way back to the hose, they can follow it into the wrong direction of the house fire, using up more of their oxygen and again die. So what we wanted to do is they express the need to break that disorientation sequence and to maintain their job efficiency.
Now, there are many along with the fact that we talked to over 20 firefighters about these problems, there are many statistics to back this up, including the fact that over 100 firefighters per year die in the line of duty, which is in house fires, and civilian deaths in house fires have increased over 500 per year since 2012, from 3,000 to about 3,500. Over 40% of firefighters are injured in house fires per year, which is an insane amount considering that this is just their everyday job that they go to. And over 14,000 injuries in house fires a year are experienced by civilians.
So our solution, it is 100% retrofittable to the standard 2.5-inch attack hose that all fire companies throughout the country use. It is a sleeve that goes around the hose that zips up and stays in place due to the hose pressure. On that sleeve are flaps. When you run your hand along the flaps in one direction, they open up and create large pockets that the firefighters can put their hands into, greatly increasing their grip on the hose, which after talking with them, they expressed was a major concern for them. In an emergency situation, if they separate from the hose, there are reflective arrows along the entire length of it that they can see from a distance, go to and follow to the safety of the outside of the fire. Along with those arrows, when you run your hand along the direction of the arrows, the pockets crumble underneath their hands and are very smooth to the touch, having them a tactile feel for them to know which way is safety and which way is danger. We believe, after talking with them, that this will really increase their job performance and their efficiency on the job.
Now, this is basically just a slide of our product in action, and this is actually pending as our prototype is being finished. We're currently developing it.
So looking into our competitors, we believe there will not be a significant threat to our company. That is because of 2 reasons. The first competitor is the Northern Star Firefighter Compass. It is a heads-up display on the firefighter's head mask. What it shows is the 4 cardinal directions that a compass has: north, south, east, and west. And if the firefighter knows that the front door is on the east side of the building, they could follow the compass to the east wall and theoretically get out safely. However, that does not improve their grip on the hose because it does not relate to the hose, and it has limited orientation capabilities because if, say, there's a dividing wall between the room they're in and the room the door is in, it can be hard for them to find their way out of that first room into the second where the door is, causing them to use up their oxygen and possibly die from it as a result. And also that does not disrupt the disorientation sequence because it does not at all relate to the hose and where that mainly comes in as effect. Our second competitor would be a thermal imaging camera. That is a camera that sits on the firefighter's mask that takes a thermal image of their surroundings and creates it into a picture on their mask, really increasing their visibility, but again, it does not improve their grip on the hose, which is something they have expressed as a major problem for that. Also, it has very limited orientation capabilities, as it is mostly used for finding and rescuing victims within a house fire, and not as their main defense to orientate themselves in the fire. And again, it does not break the disorientation sequence like our hose does, that firefighters have expressed as a major concern for them in their everyday jobs.
Now, our basic value proposition, as we've said before, is that firefighters' #1 goal is to save lives, and if they are disoriented and trying to find their way around a fire, they will simply not be able to achieve that. And so with our hose, without retraining, which is very valuable and saves them a lot of time, they will be able to find their way to safety and greatly improve efficiency. Now, with this decrease in disorientation, 100% of firefighters that we ask say this product will enhance their ability to perform their job, and 84% say that this product will overall improve safety and allow for them to improve do their job to maximum efficiency. Now, as for our customer discovery, in a survey of 20 fire departments and over 100 firefighters throughout the capital region, 100% said they were interested in our disorientation prevention product, and they were very sold on the whole fish scales idea and the whole idea that they will be able to grip the hose into the fire and be able to find their way out of the fire without any use of sight. Over 40% have faced injuries in the past year, which, as we said, is a lot for considering this is just their everyday job. 22% said they were confident in their current disorientation prevention measures, and that basically means that the training and the training products that they currently use are not adequate for every situation. And as 88% of chiefs said, these measures are not adaptable to every single situation that occurs in a fire and are constantly changing, while our product is adaptable for virtually every problem that they experience in a fire, and that they can find their way to the hose, and it's a surefire method.
For our target market, we're going to market directly to the fire chiefs, as they are the ones in charge of what gets bought within a firehouse. We're going to first test our prototype and launch our first product in the capital region here. We're doing that for 2 reasons. First, being it's so local that we can keep down the cost of delivery. And second, we have a large variety of housing densities here. We have urban, suburban, and rural areas, all within a 20-mile radius of here. What that does is it allows us to tweak our marketing strategy to the different departments that have a different number of house calls each year, making sure that we are most effective at marketing. Along with that, it tests our product in various environments that will be very beneficial once we move into the New England area of the country, where some of the most densely populated states are. Once we have established ourselves in the capital region and the New England and Northeast area, we'll move down the eastern seaboard into the southern United States, where some of the most states that have the most house fires each year are like South Carolina and Georgia, where we have a very large market due to the high number of house fires there that occur each year.
Now, as for our market growth, there's definitely growth within the firefighter disorientation prevention market and firefighter safety market in general, in that over 1.16 million non-volunteer and volunteer firefighters are in the United States as of 2015. They lend themselves to our overall market of 30,000 fire departments throughout the country. Now, there is also a projected 7% job growth from 2016 to 2026 in this field, showing that there is a need for new supplies and there will eventually be a need for different training supplies. Therefore, there is definitely demand for more disorientation equipment. And finally, civilian deaths have increased dramatically from 2012 to now, as we've said before, by over 500. So this shows that there's a lack of efficiency in house fires and that firefighters need products that can allow them to be more efficient.
In our distribution strategy, we will be marketing directly towards fire chiefs, like we said earlier. That is because they are in charge of what gets bought at a firehouse and what does not. We were first establish effective communication with them through a company representative with our product that will go in and demonstrate it to the fire chief and the other firefighters. Once the fire department has established that they want our product, they will go to their board of directors in their municipality who oversees their budget. after talking with several fire chiefs, they have expressed that municipalities love to spend money on new equipment that improves their safety and improves their job efficiency and overall improves lives saved. They love to do this on products that are reliable, effective, and do what they're designed to do. And we know, designing our product the way we did, it will have absolutely no problem getting funding from a board of directors on a municipality. Once they have bought our product, we will send out a representative with the product to deliver it to the fire chiefs. Once then, we will maintain effective communication with them to make sure all their needs are being met within that fire department related to our product.
Now, as for advertising, we also happen to talk to a lot of firefighter supply companies, and a lot of them go to trade shows and have direct department sales. So basically trade shows very well known, such as the FDIC International and the Firehouse Expo. Great way to get across to firefighters and firefighter chiefs about our product and really market our product for pretty decent price. Direct department sales is also another method that is very widely used, such as pamphlets and catalogs. And we, as Brian said, we plan to use representatives to promote department-to-department sales, selling to individual departments at a time. And finally, we will aim to maintain direct contact with chiefs to make sure their needs are met through our company representative.
Our business model, we have decided to go with a licensing deal. That is because in the industry of firefighter equipment safety, there are only a small handful of large manufacturers that manufacture firefighter safety equipment. And because of that, our being such a small company, when we get a patent, we believe it's very likely that we could have patent infringement on that. So as a result, we want to have a licensing deal with the company Globe, as they are, for a couple reasons. The first, we are getting our materials directly from them, so having it manufactured in-house would greatly reduce our cost of manufacturing, along with their current methods of advertising our mail order catalogs and pamphlets. With our product in their advertising, we would greatly increase the number of people that saw our product, while also greatly decreasing the cost of customer acquisition. So that is why we believe a licensing deal would be the best and most beneficial for our company to grow in the future.
Now we're going to start our company. We're going to start by selling in the capital region, as Brian said, and we're going to begin by selling our product at a loss actually, simply because we want to gain leverage in our market and we want to know exactly how our market works within the urban, suburban, and rural districts. So basically we're going to start with the key assumption that firefighter safety products tend to have a customer retention rate of 20%. Now the customer growth per year, before the licensing deal, in which our product would be less marketable because it would only be Brian and I basically as the workforce, it would be around 120%. We would have that growth per year. And then after the licensing deal, where a product will become more marketable before the already established revenue streams, will be about 150%. Now our customer acquisition / retention costs through all this marketing and all these pamphlets and advertising campaigns will be $142 per year per customer. And so we plan on beginning with 100 local customers, and then we will begin to adjust our customer acquisition rate as we expand, in which we will have different amounts of customer representatives per the amount of fire departments that we are selling to.
Here at our company, Frank Aiello is our co-founder and chief financial officer. I am a co-founder and chief technical officer. Some of our consulting fire departments we talk with are the Rensselaer Fire Department, Latham Fire Department, Mount Fire Department, and Post and Hill Fire Department.
We would like to entertain any questions at this time.